KW.
Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Fox.
Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Nice signal. Thank you for coming in, my friend, and you're welcome. Very good afternoon. My name is Joe Juliet Oscar Echo, and the location is right between Hanover and Frankfurt here in the countryside there. I'll give you a report on the next over. M0JCF DM7KW.
Yeah, Delta Mike 7 kilowatt whiskey. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Fox returning. Very good afternoon to you, Joe. My name is Mark. That's Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo, and I'm in the town of Sidcup, Sierra India Delta Charlie Uniform Papa, in the province or the county of Kent, in the southeast of England. I'm about 12 kilometres south from the city of London, maybe 20 kilometres from the centre of London, towards the south. And your signal is absolutely superb, Joe. You're 5 and 9 plus 20, and an absolutely superb audio. I mean, the audio is fantastic. I'll give you technical information on my setup on the next over, but over to you. Delta Mike 7 kilowatt whiskey. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Fox.
Yeah, very fine, Mark. M0JCF DM7KW. Right back. Fine, Mark, and thank you for the very nice report. Yeah, I like good reports. You know, but I think that it's been a question of the power running here 600 watts. That's more information a bit later. Mark, you're sounding good, that's for sure. And you're a 5 and 9 here. 5 and 9. A bit of QSB. Sometimes you drop down a bit, but always a Q5 copy because of your good modulation there, Mark. So, yes, Sidcup. I remember I've spoken to another old man over there in Sidcup.
G6INU.
I cannot remember the call sign, but oh my God, I cannot remember. And yeah, my computer lock is wrong. There's something wrong with the software. I'm only using paper lock at the moment, and you can imagine it's very hard to find the guys on the paper lock here. Dear Mark, fine. Running Yeso equipment, driving a TL922 and pushing around 600 watts into a inverted V dipole, 2 times 10 meters at 13 meters above ground. So that is the equipment at the moment here, Mark. M0JCF DM7KW.
DM7KW M0JCF returning, absolutely superb, and thanks for the 5 and 9. Really not a lot of QSB on your signal. Your signal very stable. As I say, the audio is incredibly good though, and I think that always helps, doesn't it? If you can cut through the noise, then that's always going to win. Okay, technical information my side, Joe. I'm using an old transceiver today. I'm using the Trio Kenwood Tango Sierra 520 Sierra from about 1979, 1980. It's an analog hybrid, so it has no digital display or anything, and all analog dials to read the frequency, and then the output is tube or valve. Yeah, so we've got a pair of tubes in the output, but the rest is solid state. But it's a lovely old radio. I've been using it about 10 weeks now. I'm actually got it in my garage of all places, and I've got a short length of coax to the 9-to-1 unun just outside of the garage at the back, and then the antenna is just a 90 foot or 30 meter long wire, a very basic antenna that I've always used for shortwave listening and for my homemade radios, homemade crystal sets. So it's a very simple antenna. I think it's only about 8 meters, maybe 10 meters above the ground, and it's inverted U as well. So to get the amount of copper in the sky, I made a vertical section, then it goes horizontal for about I'd say about 20 meters, and then vertical at the far end. attached, well, not attached to the tree, but with insulators vertical down along the tree. So I find it works quite well for DX. It works extremely well on 40, 60, 80 meters as a near vertical incident skywave antenna. So it's very, very good for inter-G. It's very, very good for near continent and the Republic of Ireland. But it will work DX. It works very, very well into South America, better than North America, and it also works into the South Atlantic and South Africa. But I don't have a lot of success to the Pacific, just a few contacts into Japan. So, you know, that is the shortcomings of that sort of antenna. But I'm a lazy man when it comes to antennas, Joe, and if it works, I leave it alone. But VHF antennas, etc., I've got lots of those, and they are built specifically for the bands. I use a beam for 2 meters SSB, and I use vertical antennas for the FM section. But HF, I'm a very lazy man, and maybe one day I'll put up a resonant antenna. But you know, this one works from 15 meters right the way down to top band, and maybe not that efficient, but it works, and it gives me a lot of fun to use these old radios, Joe. So back to you, Delta Mike 7 Kilo Whiskey. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot.
Roger, Mike, what a great transmission. Oh my God. So that's really, really fine, and especially to hear that you're running the TS 520. Dear Mark, so TS 520 and the other hybrid radios, I was a collector of such radios. But it's, a few years ago, when I repair or collecting such radios, the different Kenwood types and Yaesu, the 901, 902, the 101, ZD, and the other radios. So I like these radios very, very, very much because they are built like a tank, much better than the radios today. And when I compare, today we have plastic boxes, and the old hybrid radios were made of steel, and you know what I mean, dear Mark. So very great, and your 520 doing such a great job. You were absolutely exactly on the frequency, or 187.00. So no drift, absolutely no drift, and the audio is okay, especially for the Xing. It's great, dear Mark. So congratulations for you with your baby with the 520. So and that baby is running so great. It's a joy for me to hear it on the band, dear Mark. But the time is over. I do not collecting such radios anymore. Because of the space, you know, and before, let me see, 6 or 7 years, I sold all the radios, and now I'm going the modern way here, but not too modern. I do not have any SDR radios or something. I'm using at the moment the 8907, that's a little portable baby, and normally I'm running the FD1000MP or the Kenwood 940, dear Mark. Yes, thank you for all the information, and hold your 520. Please hold him. So it's always nice to hear that a few old men are using these old hybrid transceivers, dear Mark. Thank you very much for coming in. It was a pleasure talking to you. And if you hear me next time, give me another call, Mark. Maybe we can talk a bit more about the old radios and the old times. Back to the roots. Hi. Mark, thank you. It was my pleasure talking to you, and I hope you do it very soon again. So I listen for your final mark, M0JCFDM7KW.
Yeah, DM7KW, M0JCF returning for that final. Joe, an absolute pleasure to speak to you today, and it's great to get the flowers from you on this old radio. The most modern radio I have, another Kenwood, is a TS590S. That's up in my loft shack, but you know, it's great fun, but these old radios are a lot more fun. Lots of knobs and switches that you have to keep continuously move around to make them work, and that is the part of the fun, is the setting up. And when they're set up, as you know, rock solid, and you say, built like a tank. Okay there, Joe, in my very poor German, if I could sign off in German for you, alles gut, and I say vielen Dank für das QSO, Joe, and ich hoffe bald zu treffen. And auf Wiedersehen, mein Freund. Alles gut again, and 73. Good luck, and Dankeschön.
Roger, Mark. Ja, das hoffe ich auch. Das hoffe ich auch, dass wir uns wiederhören, Mark. Yeah, by the way, I remember these the beautiful feature the old hybrids had. I mean the pre-selector. The pre-selector. So, you know, to play with the pre-selector and so on. So I remember these times, and also the 520 sugar is very, very familiar to me there, Mark. So next time a bit more. See you soon, Mark. My pleasure. Mike 0, JCF, DM7KW73, Mark. Bye-bye.
Ja, danke schön, und alles gut, 73.